Hello students, today we are going to start a new unit, Biology in Human Welfare. First chapter coming under this unit is Human Health and Diseases. Health, a very frequently used term. What does it mean? Is it simply a state of absence of disease or physical fitness? It could be defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. When people are healthy, they are more efficient at work. This increases productivity and brings economic prosperity. Health increases longevity of people and reduces infant and maternal mortality. What are the factors that are essential for maintaining good health? They are balanced diet, personal hygiene, regular exercise, yoga, vaccination against infectious diseases, proper waste disposal, control of vectors, and maintenance of hygienic food and water resources. Health is affected by three factors. They are genetic disorders, infections, and lifestyle. Let's see what is a disease. When the functioning of one or more organs or organ systems of the body is adversely affected, characterized by the appearance of various signs and symptoms, we can say that we are not healthy, we are suffering from a disease. Diseases can be broadly divided into infectious and non infectious diseases. Diseases which are easily transmitted from one person to another can be called as infectious diseases. It can be caused by extrinsic factors like germs. Public health and personal hygiene reduces the probability of this type of disease. Example for infectious diseases are tuberculosis, tetanus, hepatitis, HIV, etc. Non-infectious diseases do not get transmitted from one person to another. It can be caused by extrinsic factors as well as intrinsic factors. Public health and personal hygiene are ineffective in this case. Example for non-infectious diseases are cancer, heart diseases, etc. What causes infectious diseases? A wide range of organisms belonging to bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans, helminths, etc. could cause diseases in man. Such disease-causing organisms are called pathogens. All parasites are therefore pathogens as they cause harm to the host by living in or on them. The pathogens can enter our body by various means, multiply and interfere with normal vital activities, resulting in morphological and functional damage. Pathogens have to adapt to the life within the environment of the host. For example, pathogens that enter the gut must know a way of surviving in the stomach at low pH and resisting the various digestive enzymes. A few representative members from different groups of pathogenic organisms are discussed here along with the diseases caused by them. We'll discuss some of the preventive and control measures against these diseases. Let's look into some of the infectious diseases. Typhoid is a bacterial disease. It is caused by a pathogen called as Salmonella typhi. It is spread by contaminated food and water. The bacterium generally enters the small intestine and then migrates to various organs like gallbladder, lungs, kidneys, etc. through blood. Some of the symptoms of this disease are constant high fever, weakness, stomach pain, loss of appetite, constipation, headache, intestinal perforation, and in severe cases, death may also occur. Typhoid fever could be confirmed by Vidal test. A classic case in medicine, that of Mary Mallon, nicknamed Typhoid Mary, is worth mentioning here. She was a cook by profession and was a typhoid carrier who continued to spread typhoid for several years through the food she prepared. Pneumonia is also a bacterial disease. It is caused by bacteria like Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. It infects the alveoli of the lungs. As a result of the infection, the alveoli get filled with fluid, leading to severe problems in respiration. A healthy person acquires the infection by inhaling the droplets or aerosols released by an infected person, or even by sharing glasses and utensils with an infected person. Some of the symptoms of this disease are fever, chills, cough, headache. In severe cases, lips and fingernails may turn gray to bluish in color due to the oxygen deficiency. Rhinoviruses represent one such group of viruses which cause one of the most infectious human ailments, the common cold. They infect the nose and respiratory passage but not the lungs. Droplets resulting from cough or sneezes of an infected person are either inhaled directly or transmitted through contaminated objects and cause infection in a healthy person. Some of the symptoms of this disease are nasal congestion and discharge, sore throat, hoarseness, cough, headache, tiredness, which usually lasts for 3 to 7 days. Malaria is caused by a protozoan called as Plasmodium. 3 species that cause malaria are Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, and Plasmodium falciparum. Among this, Plasmodium falciparum is the most serious one and can be fatal. Plasmodium enters the human body as sporozoites through the bite of infected female Anopheles mosquito. Treatment is by anti-malarial drugs called quinine and chloroquine. Malaria can be prevented by killing mosquitoes by spraying DDT, BHC, etc., and using insect repellents, mosquito nets, etc. Let's look into the life cycle of Plasmodium. Plasmodium requires 2 hosts to complete its life cycle. Human beings and female Anopheles mosquitoes are the 2 hosts. The infected female Anopheles mosquito transfers the infectious form of Plasmodium, that is sporozoites, to the human body by biting. The sporozoites reach liver where they multiply and then attack the red blood cells, resulting in their rupture. The rupture of RBC is associated with release of a toxic substance called hemozoin, which is responsible for the chill and high fever recurring every 3 to 4 days. Sexual stages develop in red blood cells from where these parasites enter the female Anopheles mosquitoes when they bite an infected person. In the body of mosquitoes, they fertilize and multiply in the stomach wall. The sporozoites are now stored in the salivary glands of mosquitoes till it is again transferred to the human body by a mosquito bite. After entering the human body, all the events are repeated. Endamoeba histolytica is a protozoan parasite in the large intestine of human which causes amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery. Houseflies act as mechanical carriers and serve to transmit the parasite from the feces of infected person to food. Infection takes place through food and water contaminated by fecal matter. Symptoms of this disease are constipation, abdominal pain and cramps, and stool with excess mucus and blood clots. Let's see what is ascariasis. Ascaris, the common roundworm, is an intestinal parasite which causes a disease called as ascariasis. The eggs of the parasites are excreted along with the feces of infected persons, which contaminate soil, water, plants, etc. A healthy person acquires this infection through contaminated water, vegetables, fruits, etc. Symptoms of this disease include internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia, and blockage of intestinal passage. Have you heard about filariasis or elephantiasis? It's a disease caused by Wuchereria, the filarial worms. Symptoms of this disease are as follows: a slowly developing chronic inflammation of the organs in which these parasites live for many years, the blockage of lymphatic vessels of the lower limbs resulting in swelling. The lower limbs appears like the legs of elephants, thus the disease is called elephantiasis or filariasis. The genital organs are also affected, resulting in gross deformities. The pathogens are transmitted into a healthy person through the bite of the female Culex mosquito. Let's see a fungal disease called as ringworm. Many fungi belonging to the genera Microsporum, Trichophyton, and Epidermophyton are responsible for ringworms, which is one of the most common infectious diseases in man. The symptoms of this disease are the appearance of dry, scaly lesions on various parts of the body, such as skin, nails, and scalp. These lesions are accompanied by intense itching. Heat and moisture help these fungi to grow, which makes them thrive in skin folds such as those in the groin or between the toes. Ringworms are generally acquired from soil or by using towels, clothes, or even the combs of infected individuals. Maintenance of personal and public hygiene is very important for prevention and control of many infectious diseases. Measures of personal hygiene are keeping the body clean, consumption of clean drinking water, food, vegetables, fruits, etc. Public hygiene includes proper disposal of waste and excreta, periodic cleaning and disinfection of water reservoirs, pools, cesspools, and tanks, and observing standard practices of hygiene in public catering. These measures are particularly essential where the infectious agents are transmitted through food and water, such as typhoid, amoebiasis, and ascariasis. To protect ourselves from the diseases that are transmitted through air, maintenance of personal as well as public hygiene are very essential. Close contact with infected persons or their belongings should be avoided. Social distancing, wearing masks, washing hands regularly with soap and water, use of sanitizers, etc., can prevent COVID-19, which is an airborne disease. For diseases that are transmitted through insect vectors, the most important measure is to control or eliminate the vectors and their breeding places. This can be achieved by avoiding stagnation of water in and around the residential areas, regular cleaning of household coolers, use of mosquito nets, introducing fishes like gambusa in ponds that feed on mosquito larvae, spraying of insecticides in ditches, drainage areas, and swamps, etc. In addition, doors and windows should be provided with wire mesh to prevent the entry of mosquitoes. Such precautions have become more important, especially in the light of recent widespread incidents of vector-borne diseases like dengue fever, chikungunya, etc. in many parts of India. Some of the infectious diseases can be prevented by vaccination and immunization. Discovery of various antibiotics and other drugs has enabled us efficiently to treat infectious diseases. In this session, you have learned about various types of infectious diseases, how they get transmitted from one person to another, and ways to protect and control the infectious diseases. Let's all practice various public and personal hygiene methods and protect ourselves from the diseases. With this, we come to the end of today's session. Thank you, children.